Nowadays, a lot of people and a lot of experts are talking about fasting. Fasting has a lot of merit, a lot of benefit for you as an athlete. There is some drawbacks, what they say, but the biggest culprit, what I see, is the timing. You must work with your body, not against it, in order to maximize your potential, in order to maximize, I don't even like the word performance anymore, but if performance in that sense is important to you, you need to learn when to eat, because timing is everything. Going with your body is everything. Learning when to eat and when not to eat is extremely important. Hello and welcome to the Whole-istic Athlete. I'm Rita Rózsás. Fasting for athletes are nothing new. There are a lot of research, there are a lot of benefits, there are some drawbacks, if you will, but the biggest one I could see is timing. Fasting is beneficial and a lot of people are talking about it, but there is a reason the Eastern world is doing it differently than the Western world. And social media is so loud from Western experts. I like them, I really do, because the whole idea of fasting is nothing new, but it needed to be drawn back into the common knowledge, into the public, into your head, because this is an excellent tool to lose weight, to get your body enough time to repair those muscles and ligaments and your organs, and to have it rested whenever it was needed. But, and there is a big but, the reason what and how experts are saying to do fasting is wrong in the Western sense. Let me explain everything to you. There is an inner clock. We call it meridian clock. Meridians are these channels in our body where your life force, or as the Chinese call it, your qi, is traveling throughout your body. It's not spiritual, it's not woo-woo, it's not new age, it really is. There is a life force in you. And you can call it energy. You know, when you feel energized, when you feel vitality, or where you don't. That is your life force. That is your energy level. And when you eat, and what to eat, but that's a completely different topic, influences 100% of how you are going to feel, what kind of energy level, your vitality, your clear thinking, your muscle mass, how your organs work, influencing all of this. You don't have to believe in circadian rhythm. You don't have to believe in biological clock or meridians, but they still are. Same way, you don't have to believe the sun is going to come up tomorrow morning. It still is. And it's going to come up in the morning. It's not going to come up at 3 p.m. And the sun is going to go down whether you believe it or not. And it's going to go down around 8, 9, 10 p.m. depending on what season we are in. You don't have to believe that. It still is. You can say, from now on, I'm going to go to bed at 3 a.m. because that's what I decided and because that's the best for me. It's still going against your body. You can do whatever. It's your decision. But it would still go against how we are designed, how your body is supposed to be working, and how your body is designed to work. All right, let me explain what I mean. So we have our inner clock. Here, this is our inner clock. How we are supposed to work, the Chinese medicine give us excellent example for that. Between 5 and 7 a.m., we are going to wake up. This is where you wake up. And once you wake up, after a whole night of sleep, what's the first thing you do? You eliminate the previous day's waste. That's step number 1. Then you rehydrate. You drink water. Ideally, a big glass of warm lemon water. That's going to rehydrate your body, send signal to your liver that get ready. energize your body again. Once you woke up between 5 and 7 a.m. and you drank and you waited a little bit for your body to wake up, that's when you have your breakfast between 7 and 9. Eat. Break the fast. And here is the solution for the debate whether to eat breakfast or not. The English language is so expressive. Breaking the fast, break fast. You are supposed to eat for two reasons. One is because if you had a good night of sleep and you eliminated and you drank, then you are going to be hungry. And not to mention, between 7 and 9, your stomach is most active. Your stomach is ready. It's been empty for a long while. You eliminated, you rehydrated. Your stomach is ready for you to break the fast. And from this breakfast to energize you for the whole day. Breakfast is extremely important. It's not something that you leave out. But there is a but. If you work like this, if you work with your body, not against your body, you wake up between 5 and 7, you drink, you eliminate, that you eat a good breakfast. Not cereal, not something sugary, but you already all of this. Because your stomach meridian, your stomach organ is the most active in this time. Then you go to your training, you start to go about your day, and you have your lunch between 11 and 1 p.m. In Hungary, we always have our lunch at noon. You will see the biggest lines in restaurants. Everything is so busy. Even at home, if it is 12:00, if it is noon, you eat your lunch. And lunch is not something crisp and chips and sandwich and all of this scheiße. It's not. It's proper, preferably with soup as a starter. Then you have your second course with protein, with carbs, with veggies, and a little bit of a sweet, because we all love our sweet tooth after that. That's lunch. That's your biggest meal for the day. Because you are ready. If you eat at like 8 a.m. in the morning, that's 4 hours without food. And training and all this focus, you are going to be hungry at noon. And not for chips and not for sandwiches. You have your lunch at noon, because that's when you are supposed to be. Then you can have a little snack around 3, 4-ish. Then again, you are going to be hungry for the next time to have your dinner between 5 and 7 p.m. We usually have our dinner by 6 p.m. And notice something. If you have your dinner at 6 p.m., before your stomach gets the least active between 7 and 9, because if the stomach is the most active between 7 and 9 in the morning, then the stomach is least active between 7 and 9 p.m. at p.m. Then you leave your stomach alone. Then you let it rest. You let it do nothing. Let it sleep. And if you have your dinner at 6, your body still has an hour to digest that food, because it's a light dinner. You eat majority of food at breakfast and definitely for lunch. Then a little bit of a light dinner at 6, which you let it digest between 6 and 7 for these hours, so your stomach can do its rest between 7 and 9, and then you go to bed by 10 p.m. But what happens in the Western world? You have a little bit of a, if you have any, breakfast at 8 a.m., something sugary, then you are gonna crave a lot of sugar by 10 a.m. You're not gonna have your lunch just between 1 and 2, which is a scheiße lunch. You are going to be extremely hungry after this very bad food after that. You are going to cook a huge dinner at 8 p.m. Eat it before bed. On that time when your stomach is the least active, That's where your biggest damage is done. But notice something. If you finish your dinner by 6 p.m. and you don't eat anything by 8 a.m. next day, here is your fasting window. That's 14 hours already. 14 hours without effort. And 14 hours by going according to your body, according how we were designed. Letting your stomach to sleep. Letting your body to sleep between 10 and 6 a.m. That's how we work with our body. That's how we support the food, what we put into our mouth, the best way possible, and to let the body work it out the best way possible. That's how we optimize. That's one part. How we optimize our body. We go with it. We go with our original design, which is eat breakfast as a king. They don't say don't eat breakfast, skip breakfast. You only skip breakfast if you eat a huge dinner at 8 p.m., then you are not going to be hungry by next morning. This is some kind of shifted Western mentality which I don't understand at all. I don't understand. You should eat breakfast between 7 and 9 a.m. Have lunch at noon. Have dinner by 6. And that's it. Leave it be. That's our original design, because that's when your stomach is most active in the morning and the least active 12 hours later in the evening. You must not put food in there or stuff it with food when it just wants to rest. And if you understand this, if you start going by this, what the Eastern world, even us Hungarians, we know, only the Western world shifted it over. Then your body, your performance, your energy level, your vitality, your results are going to thank you for it. I understand it's lifestyle. I understand everybody is busy. We don't have time to cook. But come on, we have our lifestyle in the East as well. We do eat, we do cook. It's just mentality. It's just shifting back to the original one. The sun doesn't care if it is, I don't know, if you believe it to come up at 5 or 6 a.m. or not. The sun is going to come up. You cannot say there's just some kind of Eastern mentality, this new age woo-woo. The sun doesn't care. Gravity doesn't care. It's going to stick you to the ground. It just is. That's how our body works, whether you believe it or not. It just is. It's been proven for so long, for so many times. But our Western lifestyle, working all day long, you get home by 5 p.m., then you start to cook. It's different. I do cook every single day. But we have our packed lunch, even at school, even at our workplace, to have it at noon. Yes, this is how we grew up. It's much easier, but this is how it's supposed to work. That's how our society is not as obese as the other one. That's how you optimize your performance. That's how you go with the body and not against it. And if you want to learn how to optimize your body more, I put everything down here in the Whole-istic Athlete. Because that's how this is the kind of way how we're supposed to live. The holistic kind of way. When body, mind, and nutrition are reconnected into one system, one holistic system. You can find this on Amazon, and I explain everything in this book. Thank you, and I see you next time.